Reality is tough as even with all the oppression, we were accomplishing things far greater than the black and blacks have done. They've done very little, except bring you the teaching, the belief, because that's all teachers is. I believe. We don't need to believe no more. We need to know.
Throughout the history of the United States, the construct of racism was created specifically to oppress black people, to try to suppress our determination to achieve liberation. Like Angela Davis said, it's built into the system. Nowadays I can't believe what's going on in front of me. I don't want to watch TV and find another casualty. I don't want to read the news. My heart's already black and blue. I'm putting on my combat boots, 'cause I got an attitude. Feel like soldiers forced to fight a war. What the hell? I can't take We can't successfully put an end to racial discrimination until we change the entire system. We've been trying to keep the peace 50 years since Martin King. Some don't like me for who I am, but I love my melanin. Another future college grad sleeping in a body bag. Mother screaming out her lungs. She never gonna see her son. We're like soldiers forced to fight a war. What the hell? I can't take it anymore. 'Cause for so long we've been patient, now we're done. And don't you even ask me when did I become such an angry black woman. Every day is a struggle, but as long as my brothers and my sisters are in trouble, you're damn right I'm a ABW. We're like soldiers supposed to fight a war. What the hell? I can't take it anymore. 'Cause for so long we've been patient, now we're done. So don't you even ask me when did I become such an angry black woman.
Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started quickly. ride. Let's get this party started. Ride, ride, ride. Let's get this party started quickly.
Begins in 3, 2, 1.
Whew. Peace forever and always, and welcome to another spontaneous late night edition of what we call the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper, the host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty Angelsnupnup7. I am your soul brother, number one. Well, it seems as though our guest who wanted to have this get together is late. Never fails. Never fails. But we'll talk a little bit and give them time to join the conversation, which they requested. Because you know I don't, it's very rare that I do late night. If I do, it's in the dark, laying on my back somewhere. Uh-oh, here go our guest. Right before I start talking about him. All right. Looks like we're in business now. Let's do a mic check. Our guest, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, you got me with this one.
Okay. I just wanna make a brief comment on some. Yes, sir.
I was just being silly. I I was just being silly when I said bloodline of Satan. That's all right.
Okay.
That's all right. You got me.
Well, I guess that makes it more interesting. You know, he's the bloodline of Satan.
And I use that to shock people. I use that to shock people because they expect me to be a Christian.
Yeah.
If I say I'm an Israelite, they expect me to have the same talking points.
Yeah.
As soon as I say bloodline of Satan, they go, wait a minute.
Exactly.
But it's good to talk to you, brother. We've known of each other for a long time.
Yes, sir. A long, long time. Actually, I have another brother from another mother that's been listening to me a long time. I want to acknowledge Brother Jerron from in Belgium. He comes from Belgium, and he's I guess you could say Caucasian person, whatever, from Belgium.
Okay.
And he's been listening to me for a long time because, like I said, the original reason why I came to YouTube was to talk about psychiatry. And he's a victim of psychiatry, and I'm a victim of psychiatry, and that's where we unite against the evils of psychiatry.
I hear, and it is evil.
Yes, it is. You know, I agree with everything that the Church of Scientology or they have a subsidiary called the Citizens Commission on Human Rights. They got wonderful booklets about that, and I also agree with everything that Dr. Umar Johnson has to say, you know, about psychiatry, their focus and their exploitation of the black community. But even before all these folks, the Church of Scientology be on it. You know, they was on it. They actually helped me, and they even actually physically tried to help me when I was going through my problem. Nobody black did nothing for me, but these guys came in suits and looked like big shot lawyers and stuff, and that facility was scared. Like, who the hell is these white guys coming to visit this man? You know, they was it was funny. But before we get started, I wanted to make a brief comment before we get started.
Okay.
Because really this is your show. You know, I want you to say what you need to say, and then we'll discuss whatever that you bring up. But I did want to just make a very short commentary on the news. I really don't talk about, you know, our YouTube celebrities and personalities or whatever. But I did want to just briefly talk about the ruling from the courts today on a YouTube personality, cult leader, I guess you could call him. He goes by the name of Nature Boy. I don't know if you ever heard of him or not.
I'm familiar with him.
But Nature Boy was sentenced to life today for all kinds of charges. I'm not really familiar with the case, but all kinds of charges. And I heard some of the victims talk about what they went through with that man or whatever. But I want to bring him up because for us, Black Americans or soul brothers and sisters, whatever you want to call us, we can't even make up the name of our identity, wherever the hell we want to be. Anybody that's a little charismatic, anybody that can feed our emotion. See, I don't draw people because I don't feed your emotion. I don't give you credit that you don't earn. I'm not going to call you a god of the universe and you don't have any power. I'm not going to call you a goddess and a queen unless you earn it. I'm not going to call you a warrior unless I done saw you fight somebody in a war. I'm not going to call you a policeman until you prove that you've been to the police academy and you qualify to be a police officer. A security guard is not a police officer. So I don't expect to draw people like that. But you have people like Nature Boy and religious folks in general. They feed that side of you that needs that make you feel good. They give you these accolades and things of this nature. And they feed your emotion. And many of us, we fall for the old okie doke and we end up in all kinds of situations. And that's why the pastors exploit the women in the church. That's why you're giving all your money to all these religious organizations and you're not getting nothing for it. But it don't make no difference because they feed your emotion, and that's good enough. But then people like Brother Polite, it's another brother out there too that's having problems. I forgot. I'm not really familiar with him. I forgot what his name was. But these guys cross the line. They cross the line, and then they end up in the manner that they end up in these prisons. Luckily somebody didn't kill them, because some people don't go for the old okie doke. They would kill you, Mr. Leader. They'll blow your brains out. They don't do that. But what gets me about this man, and about a whole lot of YouTubers out here, and folks, when you get emotional, you run your mouth and blah, 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 you think that you can't be touched. Everything that we do, everything that we say on YouTube, even though YouTube might terminate my channel, I don't know who recorded my videos. You don't know who has your recorded voice out of your mouth. They brought a lot of the evidence came from YouTube videos. This man talking crazy stuff. Talking about having sex, and his children watch him have sex, and his son licked his penis to get the energy from him. All kinds of crazy stuff. This is on video. And you don't believe now that you don't deserve to be put up under the prison? You condemn yourself. Outright here, making evidence. And there's a lot of us talking crazy stuff, making threats against people. But if you ever get caught up, all that's going to start coming out. You don't know who recorded you. Even though you took it down, you don't know who recorded it. And if you get caught up, you're going to be shot. There it is. There it is. And he looked so crazy in court. Like I said, I can't really comment on him because I don't keep it with this man. But I did hear him say on one of his videos that one day they're going to release all the prisoners. And the prisoners going to come out and kill all the black women that don't want to submit to them. That's their purpose. Wow. That's their purpose. You're going to lay up in prison, and your only reason why you want to get out and get free, so you can run around and kill black women. That's what he said going to happen one day. Well, I guess he's going to find out because he's going to be one of the ones in prison. He's going to be one of the ones that come out the prison. If he make it. But since you love men... Say what?
Well, you say you got life sentence, right?
Oh, yeah, I think he got 3 life sentences. I think he got 3.
He ain't getting out, bro.
No, he's not getting out. And see, the sad thing about Brother Polite, well, Brother Polite should be getting out in a little while, maybe the next 2 or 3 years or something like that. But this man got life. I believe he got 3 life sentences, I think.
How much time did Polite get?
7 years.
7 years, okay.
And if you do good behavior, you know how they work that out. You might get out in 3, might get out in 4, who knows? You know how they work. They can work that stuff out. Good behavior, blah, blah, blah. But you can't do that with a life sentence. That's life. Sad thing about it is these people, these are young men. And I was even thinking about R. Kelly. These men, brilliant. These are brilliant people. It's a lot of brilliant, as you know, brother, there's a lot of brilliant people laying up in these prisons and these jails. But they just gone to waste. Look at this, just gone to waste. They get messed up somewhere. That's why it's very important that we would support something like Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign, because that's part of the program, is to cause true rehabilitation. Now, some folks you cannot help. No matter what you do, you cannot help. But there are a lot of people, because see, I was locked up. And I know that there are people, no matter what their crime was, they are sincere about being rehabilitated, changing their lives or whatever. And we need to help our people like that. A lot of our people go into these prison systems or whatever, they come out worse than when they went in. And these are younger people. These are younger people. Now, unfortunately, sometimes prison and jail chill people out, because that's give them a reality check. It chills them out. It might take going to prison, going to jail, spending a little time, and understand the reality of that. There's nothing to brag about because you've been in jail and locked up. That's not a good feeling. That's not a good feeling when those bars close in on you and you can't go nowhere. And then you go to prison or jail with all these folks that don't have a attitude, because you might not be a criminal at heart. You just got caught up in some stuff, but you got people there. That's all they've done all their life. They'll slice your throat and wouldn't even think about you no more. That's the kind of folks that you locked up with. It's a shame, but that's just the reality of things. But this man condemned himself. I just want to say to all those on social media, watch what you say. I know you get emotional, you hate people, and you get in these arguments, but you need to watch what you say, because you don't know who's watching your videos. You don't know who's keeping your videos. You don't know. You get caught up, whatever your case is, somebody gonna bring it out. You're gonna be shocked. I took that down years ago. Well, here it is. Somebody kept it. We never know. But with that said, we want to get into the nitty-gritty. We want to get into what we want to talk about tonight. On the panel, we have a brother I've known for a long time, back and forth on these YouTube streets. And this is the first time we ever met, basically, or had conversations. Especially, we didn't have live streams back in the day. We just had the old corny chat room. And sometimes in the chat room, you can't really express yourself in the chat room as though you could when people are in person. Which some people in person, they still bogus, they still ratchet anyway. A ratchet person is a ratchet person. It don't make no difference.
Well, you know what it is. Hey,
yeah.
You don't get body language in the chat room. You can't pick up on someone's body language.
Yeah, you can't see the real response to. It's just not the same. And see, I'm old school. I'm old school. That's all I ever known is person to person. I don't know nothing about sitting behind a computer and trying to write blah blah blah. I'm old school. That's all I ever known. And I've never got punched in the face. I never got cussed out. I know how to go on the streets. I've been around these gang members. I've been around the prostitutes. I've been around the preachers and the pastors. I've been around the good and the bad. Now I had some gang member pull a gun on me one time. Told me they didn't want to hear that stuff. That's probably the worst that it got for me. But I never really had no problems. Somebody said, I don't want to hear that stuff. Just go away. They don't want to hear it. Things of that nature. But, you go out here, the way some of these people talk in these chat rooms, they know they're not going to do that in the street because somebody done blow their brains out real quick. They're disrespectful. So, you can talk all that and be profane and nasty to people and hide behind a computer, but you're not going to do that on the streets. I'm out there. I survived the streets. That's all I ever know. And I talk the same way I talk on my videos is the same way I talk in person. Same way. I don't be out here disrespecting nobody like that. You might not like what I have to say, but I'm not disrespecting you. We talking about your belief. I'm not talking about you. I don't know you. I'm talking about your belief. Oh, I'm talking about an opinion or an idea. And most of these things don't even come from us. They come from other places that we adopt. Everything that come from here come from me. I don't want to adopt it from nobody else. I might be influenced by something, but everything come from me. Most people just regurgitate what they heard from Pastor Mudflap or whoever, or Nature Boy, whoever. Again, this is this brother. I want to introduce this brother. Phantom of Israel. That's what he's going by. So we're going to refer to him as the Phantom of Israel. And I don't know what message you want to bring to us, but I want to let you just give you the platform. I have nothing to say. You say what you have to say. Then we can have a discussion on what you brought to us. So with that said, I hope that you would tell us just a little bit about yourself and then give us your message. With that said, brothers and sisters, I want to pass the mic to our brother, Phantom of Israel.
Well, I appreciate it, Angel. My message is pretty extreme, which is why I'm not going to come on camera, which is why I didn't want to do a show, right?
Yeah.
Because my message is extreme, and I've had people threaten to harm me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in person, I've been in like a meeting setting with black men and black women, and I've had people threaten to harm me. And so I'm very careful now when I speak out about our situation and our condition because of that. And so I would say I came into kind of just knowledge of self in 2000. Up until then, and that was maybe I was like maybe 31, 32. Up until then, I was kind of oblivious. I mean, I grew up in Oakland, California, so I was familiar with the Black Panther Party, and you know, because I grew up kind of seeing the remnants of that, and so you know, so I had a little bit of understanding. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And eventually, I had someone hand me a book, Before the Mayflower, I think by Lerone Bennett, and the autobiography of Malcolm X. He handed me those two books, wanted me to read those two books, and I read them. And, you know, it kind of, you know, changed my perception about some things. I thought that Lerone Bennett's work was, at the time, I thought it was accurate. I found out later on that it wasn't, because his work talked about black people selling each other into slavery. And so, but Malcolm X's autobiography was very profound. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I sat on those books for a while. I didn't really study any further until the year 2000. You know, I had a near-death experience, and ended up in the hospital. And when I came out of it, out of the coma I was in, you know, I was a little different. You know what I mean? Having a near-death experience, and so so then I began to study a lot more, because I was just seeking for the truth.
Yes.
You know, really just looking for the truth. And so at that point, I came across, you know, your Dr. Amos Wilsons, your Dr. Francis Cress Wilsons, your Neely Fullers, you know, your Bobby Hemmets, your Dr. Phil Valentine's, the conscious community, yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just started kind of coming into all of that maybe in the early, maybe 2008, 2009 is kind of when that started. And I've kind of kept my finger on the pulse as far as with all the different characters. So that's why I was familiar with the Nature Boy, and I had heard something. I saw a feed of him getting arrested, or him being in court, I should say. And so I knew something that went down with him, but I didn't know that he had been sentenced or had been judged guilty. I don't know what the charges were, but it looked like it stemmed from some sexual assault charges and and I think holding women hostages or something like that. And so I wasn't surprised, because I thought he was pretty wild. You know, when I would see him doing videos, I thought he was pretty wild. Same thing with the young brother, Young Pharaoh. I thought he was pretty wild as well. Polite, not quite as much. Didn't think Polite was quite as wild. And in his case, I felt like he just got caught up. You know what I mean? The money to me kind of went to Polite's head. Yeah, that's kind of how I thought Polite's situation. He had never had no money before. The money just kind of went to his head. And black men don't seek counsel. You know, that's one of the things we really suffer from, in my opinion. We just don't seek counsel. We don't keep men around us that can kind of let us know that, hey, man, you're going off the rails right here. You know, we won't do that. We won't go out of our way to look for people who can kind of counsel us on different subject matters. You know, because you may have to talk to 2 or 3 different, you know, men that deal with different areas. Like one brother may be really good with family, another brother may be really good with finances, another one may be really good with relationships with women. You know what I mean? So you may have to talk to 2 or 3 different brothers to kind of get the information that you need. But we don't typically do that. We'll typically go it alone. And unfortunately, when you get a situation like Polite where you have money and responsibility, you know, that may harm you now that you don't have somebody to lean on for just some information, you know, and then that kind of come back to bite you. So I don't think his intent was to harm this girl, but I think once his head got big, you know what I mean? You got all that money, your head got big. It was sort of like a downward spiral. He just couldn't pull up. He just couldn't really pull up from the situation and found himself alone with a female, which that should have just never happened, in my opinion. But I just think in his case, he just got caught up. But, you know, I'm familiar with some of the debates that they've done. And you know, I know SETI. I've listened to SETI from time to time. And I just kind of started trying to figure out, man, what is wrong with us as a people? How come we can't just get it together, right? And then I want to say maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, it kind of hit me that, oh, okay, I think one of the things we need to do is Black people need to hold a convention. We need to hold a convention to figure out who even wants to be Black. You know, who wants to even be a part of it. Because I don't think most of us do. I think most Black people are trying to escape from being Black. And I'm just using that label because I know that's the label most people are familiar with. But I think most of us are trying to escape from that. I think we should have held a convention really coming out of the enslavement era, but we didn't. And we allowed whites to trick us into becoming citizens. That should have never happened either. We should have insisted that we have our own or put the chains back on us. But that didn't happen, right? So we signed a bad deal. You know what I mean? We signed a bad deal when we decided to become their citizens, you know? And so now we have to figure out a way to get out of it because you ain't getting no reparations. That ain't happening. I don't even know how Black people got on the whole reparations thing because we don't qualify for reparations. That's something that they have to want to do for you because you're their citizens, which means they can treat you any kind of way. You're serf to them. Okay, who they actually owe reparations, who the United States actually owes reparations to, is this nation state of Nicaragua. They were found guilty on war crimes by the International Criminal Court in 1986. They were told to pay $12 billion to Nicaragua. They haven't given them a dollar. All right, so if Nicaragua can't get reparations that they were awarded from the International Criminal Court, what makes Black people think they're going to get it? So you're not going to get that. So one of the reasons why I decided to do it was just to kind of lay the foundation of what's going to happen and what's not going to happen. If Black people don't get something together to try to save a remnant, just a remnant of Black people, and when I say a remnant, there's 40 million of us here. If you can maybe save 100,000, okay? You'd be doing something great for your people because it looks like we are checking out. We're crossing out sexually with all these different groups. You go look at the Jackson family today. They don't look like the Jackson family that we grew up seeing. And more of our families are looking like this every day. And we don't have a problem with it. And here's the strange thing about that. We have the most precious bloodline on this planet. Our bloodline, in going through that enslavement era, all of the weak bloodlines or weak families were killed off. Those families that are remaining, your family and my family, these are the strongest bloodlines on earth just due to the weaning out process of an enslavement era that killed people through work. So the fact that now we've taken that precious bloodline that we have, and now we cross it with all of these other groups, and it doesn't bother any of us. Doesn't bother any of us. Our major problems, religion, This is one of our major problems is religion. Our second major problem is our so-called black women, because we don't have a woman. And this is where I typically get a lot of pushback and where people get upset. And I say, listen, you think whites are stupid? You think they would take these chains off of you if that woman belonged to you? She's not yours. She belongs to them. She's going to do their bidding, their will. He has told her to marry us and to be our wives. Or what do you mean? Whatever you're getting out of her is because he has agreed to it. But we still hold on to, no, man, I take care of her, I do this, I do that, blah, 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 blah. No, man, it don't work that way. In nature, he focuses on the female. Just look at how he breaks horses and other animals and lions and elephants. He focuses on the female to bring him the offspring. And he's done the same thing with us. He's done the same thing with us. So, we need to hold a convention. From the convention, we need to create some kind of a society. From a society, eventually a nation state. And this is how we should be thinking as a group. We need to hit the reset button. I don't know if you are familiar with the brother that went and shot up the subway. I can't remember his name right now. But he went and shot up the subway not too long ago. They said he didn't kill anybody, but he shot several people.
Prophet of Doom?
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if you ever watched some of his video.
Yeah, we was buddies a little bit on social media for a while.
Wow, okay. Well, he talked a lot about hitting the reset button. I agree with him.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Black people need to hit the reset because, like you said earlier, we don't even know. We haven't even agreed on what we're going to call ourselves.
Exactly.
So, in having a convention, those things all get worked out. What you're going to call yourselves, what you're going to answer to, leadership, how you're going to raise your children, your do's and your don'ts, all of that, just in holding conventions. We haven't done anything like that. Another reason why we haven't done anything like this is because the what I would say the biracial class or the rich class of blacks, unfortunately, they partnered with the system against us. So we can't count on rich blacks to help us either. Yeah, they've not plugged into either working class blacks or poor blacks. They see themselves as different. They trust in the what I call the public indoctrination center. They call it a school. And then we just go there to learn how to hate each other for the most part. You don't go to those schools to learn how to love black people. I know that. And I don't want to be talking a mile a minute. Did you have any questions?
No, this is this is your time. You can just take as much time as you want to. I mean, I'm fine. Okay.
Well, I just want to just kind of lay out, like I said, I just see that we're not talking about the right things.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting the reset button, holding conventions, figuring out who are we as a people, who do we want to be, what do we want to call ourselves. You want to call yourselves Israelites? That's fine. You don't have to. Then what do you want to call yourselves?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to answer to? How do you want to raise your families? Why would you send your woman out to go work for another man? Because that's something else I think is wrong. Black men shouldn't be sending their wives out to go work for other men unless it's family. She either works to enrich your family or she's working to enrich another family. Those of us that are married, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're married. Your wife should not be leaving your home to go work. So we need to completely redefine ourselves as a people, is what I'm getting at. And if that means doing away with everything we've been told, you want to do away with the Bible, you want to do away with the Quran, that's fine. If it's going to get everybody to the table so that we can agree on some things.
Mm-hmm.
I got no problem. If you want to throw it all away, we can throw it all out. right? You know, as long as there's a way for us to come together and decide and make decisions on what we are going to be, how we are going to behave, and what's going to be our mission statement and our plan moving forward. And we haven't done any of these things. We haven't done any of these things. So I don't know what it's going to take, but that's the main thing. I just want to get those talking points out so that hopefully we will at least start thinking about these things, you know, hitting the reset button, holding conventions, redefining who we are as a people, creating our leadership structure, redefining our families, how we want our families to look like, how we want our women to dress, how we want our men to dress, all of these things. Do we want to wear uniforms? Do we want to turn into something like the Amish? Mm-hmm. Do we want to create gated communities and leave everybody out? Who do we want to be? Or are we going to continue to elect everyone else to define us? Because everyone else has defined black people as evil and wicked. That's how we're being defined by the world. And we, unfortunately, so far, we've been agreeing with it. Mm-hmm. We've yet to say, why don't we all sit down, figure out a way to define ourselves, even if that means that these conventions, Angel, we are having knocked down, blood on the street fights, fighting down the street. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Slapping each other upside the head, mad and pissed off, and having to pull each other apart, and having the police come and take us out of there, or whatever. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. We are not willing to make the sacrifice just to define us as a people. We're just not willing to make it right now. And I don't know what it's going to take for us to do that. But that's what, to me, those are the first steps. These are our baby steps. Mm-hmm. Because we can't continue on the path we're on now. We're being crossed out. And we're doing it ourselves for the most part. We can't blame whites for this. When I see us, like I said, you go look at the Jackson family. Ain't nobody made them live with all them different people. Mm-hmm. They did it on their own. And you look at their family today, you can't recognize them. Huh. And another generation of that shit that they're doing, they're going to be completely crossed out. Yeah, they'll be completely crossed out. So that's pretty much where I'm at with that. And I know you told me to be prepared to be interrogated. You know, which I'm fine with.
Well, actually, I mean, I agree with a lot of what you're talking about. I mean, ain't nothing too much, ain't too much to interrogate. I agree with a lot of what you're talking about. So there's nothing, you know, I have people come here and like you said, I mean, what you just talked about, you said we can skip all the religious stuff. You know, just listen, how can we do this? How can we save us as a people? How can we get together? If we got to reset, start all over from scratch, let's do that. I mean, so what is there to, there's nothing to interrogate because I feel the same kind of way. I myself, I really truly don't care. If the masses of the people want to be mud skippers, okay, we the people of the mud skip. I don't care. Finally, I don't think I can say we finally chose a name. We the mud skip people. Right. Okay, I'll go with that. If the mass of the people decide that's what they want to do, anyway, that's how it goes anyway. That's how all these names or whatever. Well, actually, African Americans. Huh? Yeah. Well, actually, African Americans probably the only one closest to what we came up with that was accepted. But it also had to be accepted by the people that's in power. They adopted it too. Oh, you guys want to be called African American? Okay, we'll go for that. Okay, we'll go for that. You know, I wish you guys make up your mind because you was black at one time, and then we called you guys colored, you know. And you know what our favorite word is, the N-word. That's our favorite word, but we can't do that no more because it's not politically correct. We do it in you know, behind your damn back. You know, we still do it, but so. But you know, I don't have. It's not too much. I agree with a lot of what you say. So there's nothing to interrogate about. Most of the people that come here, they don't think that way. They're not flexible in their thought. It's teachers of Elijah Muhammad. It's the Hebrew Israelite doctrine. It's the Kemetic doctrine. It's Dr. Ray Hagen's. It's Farrakhan. It's Tariq. And that's where they stick. That's where they stay. But my thing,
in fact, let me address that real quickly. The whole Hebrew Israelite thing. First off, oh wait, I'm getting a call, bro. Let me go turn that phone on.
okay.
Okay, sorry about that.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me deal with that because there's a lot of confusion even with that. I only subscribe to the work of Tommy Hart when it comes to the Israelite issue. All Israelites are Hebrews, but not all Hebrews are Israelites. So Hebrew is the race, black, right? So Africans are Hebrews. According to Scripture, right? According to his interpretation of Scripture. Israelites were that blacks that got carried off into slavery. So this was like your elect, your leadership. These were considered the chosen people of God or whatever. So I'm just saying. So people don't have to say Hebrew Israelites. An Israelite is automatically going to be a Hebrew. You know what I mean? Because Hebrews are black. Okay, so I don't know why even those camps use that term Hebrew Israelite. They should just be calling themselves Israelites. But I don't get it. The other thing is I don't know where they're getting this that Jesus is the Son of God from. According to Scripture, Jesus is a fictitious character. He ain't real. None of those characters are real. And Jesus makes a claim that he's the Son of God, but according to the book, he's not. That's why he was put to death. If my memory serves me correctly, he was put to death for making the claim that he was the Son of God. Whites have told us that he's the Son of God, and we have believed them. But the book says otherwise. So, unfortunately, though, because of our conditioning, you know what I mean? Because of our conditioning, because they've been able to miseducate us in every way, right? Even when I have these conversations with black people say, "What are you talking about? It says right here, it says right there." Look, man, you already know. Don't nobody walk on no fucking water, and don't nobody raise people from the dead. That's a character. He ain't even got a last name. like we should know the characters, but we don't. But these camps think these people are real. I'm like, well, where are you guys getting it from? Because the person's work that I subscribe to, he says that shit ain't real. But, they going off of whatever they think they have found. I go off of, like I said, of Tommy Hart's work because his work says that basically that Bible is a law book. That's what it is, a law book. And they use that book in the courtroom and they swear presidents in on it. And law is what God brought the world because man didn't have any. So this is just a title. The word God is just a title for lawgiver. Law is everywhere. If you go into outer space, you still have to comply with the law. You go someplace else, you still have to comply with the law. You go in an airplane, you still got to comply with the law. Law is omniscient. It's everywhere. That's what the Most High is. But those Hebrew Israelites think the Most High is God. No, what's Most High is the law. That's what's Most High.
So Tommy, what this person? I've never heard of him. Mr. Hart. What'd you say?
Tommy Hart.
Tommy Hart. So he
don't. Tommy. Tommy Hart.
So he don't pray to nobody, right?
Absolutely not. He used to. He used to be a Christian like everybody else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So
yeah, he used to.
How does he explain if Black Americans are so-called Israelites taken from Africa, brought over here, and if we know this, then we should know where they come from, because I know most people say that the black people that did come from Africa, they came from West Africa, the West African region. So they don't never say what tribe, what people, what nation that nobody. I guess all that's lost. But if it's lost, how do you know it? How do you know that if it's lost? How did they get over it?
No, you're right. All that's the story. The interpretation that he's got from Scripture is that we had a great war with whites. They rebelled against God. They once upon a time they served this God of Israel as well. Once upon a time, all these nations served the God of Israel. Like I said, it's just a title of who's in charge. They rebelled against him. They waged war against him, and they defeated us in battle. And unfortunately, they took us into captivity after they defeated us in battle. Now, he and I have talked about he can't prove it, I can't prove it, but I suspect they took us as children, that they killed all the adults, and they took us as children. I also suspect they moved a lot of tribes around on the continent of Africa. So tribes are not even in their native lands. They've been moved around, during this great war that happened a long time ago. And so they have basically they have flipped the world upside down. The other thing is we believe that we're from Africa. I'm not sure of that. I don't know how anybody can say that they're sure of that. It looks that way, but we can't be certain of where we started from. And I find it hard to believe we would start in the area with wild beasts capable of killing us. Why would you start in an area with lions and elephants and hippopotamus? These are very extreme, heavy, dangerous animals. That strikes me as an odd place to start. You know what I mean? If you're going to start life someplace, I would think you would go someplace where the animals ain't so vicious and big and strong.
Well, I don't.
So I'm just saying. So for me, I question that our origins are Africa. I question that. Maybe it is, but I don't believe it is. I think it's someplace else that doesn't have all these vicious, large animals.
Well, I don't think. Well, I know. Especially ancient people. They don't have any choice. You don't have no choice in that. Just like when they came to America, these folks had to deal with the mosquitoes. They had to deal with the bears, the crocodiles, and whatever animals that was here. You had to deal with them. It would be no different no matter where you go in the world. There's other animals. There's other life forms that's already there. Out there. Matter of fact, mosquitoes are probably more deadly than that because mosquitoes cause malaria and these other diseases and ticks and fleas. Nobody talks about them. They're more dangerous because they spread diseases. They spread the what is it? The bubonic plague was spread by rats. The fleas on the rats, which killed almost half of Europe, right? So it wasn't lions, tigers, and bears. It wasn't lions, tigers, and bears.
Well, even with that, the mosquitoes in Africa are extremely dangerous. With the what's the virus that the mosquitoes in Africa carry?
Well, I know malaria is one.
Malaria. That's it.
And you also have yellow fever. It's a variety of different diseases that the mosquitoes can pass, and also the other parasites, the ticks and the fleas. Right.
So all I'm saying is, for me, it's questionable. Where we actually started. You know what I mean? That's all. It's questionable.
So
I don't see how we can just say, well, it was in Africa. Well, I'm like, maybe. Maybe.
I'm gonna tell you. I would like for one day humanities scientists. I'm not talking about just black scientists. They talk about black scholarship, black. No. I want the scientists, because you know, no matter where you work at, these scientists, they really can't do their job like they're supposed to because of racism and all this other garbage, because they're going to have to find things and do things to stay in line with whatever their nation is teaching their children and blah, blah, blah. You can't discover something and then being contrary to what the nation is teaching their children or whatever. So I would like for the scientists, the biologists, and all these people who actually study, the people that's on YouTube and what, they not no science, they ain't made not one nature movie. They don't even have a science lab. And they talking all this high science. You don't even have a science lab. I don't even see these people ever wear a lab coat. And they talking all this crap. Our people,
I agree.
Yeah, our people, humanities, scientists, biologists, should be left the hell alone so they can say whatever and discover and report to the best of their ability, all of them together, and they can agree on something. We wasn't there, so all of it is a guess anyway. When you talk about going back in time, because we wasn't there. We going by what we find up under a rock or, excavate, whatever. So it's all a bunch of guessing, but at least the people who actually study those things, that's their livelihood. That's what they do for years and years, 50, 60 years or whatever. They can come up with the best conclusions to help us as a humanity and learn about human history for real, not by tainted by racism and sexism or whatever it is, these isms that we suffer from. That's what I would like to happen. So for me, I'm not going to argue those things. Excuse me?
No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm not gonna waste my time to argue with those things, because really, in the grand scheme of things, that don't help me pay my bills. That don't help me when I get pulled over by a police officer. That don't help me do anything in my life. The only history I need to know is what's going on basically now, what happened in my lifetime, what I do know, not what I dig up in backyard. Some civilization I dug up in my backyard. I'm really not. That's not my concern. People concerned about that because they have these narratives they want to sell. So they say, well, they discovered such and such, and Elijah Muhammad said the black man is God. That's what they want to do. I don't have a narrative to sell. In fact, the only thing I want to do, y'all can argue that all that you want to. Just like you said and what you focused on here. We have to come up out of this condition once and for all so that we can progress. We got to get ourselves together. But the problem here, and the worst problem here is, and I know it's frustrating for you because it's frustrating for me, but I understand. I really don't get angry. I don't really get upset because I understand. All we ever know is slavery for the last going on 500 years. All we ever know is this life. That's all we ever know. And we get our life from the people in power. I don't care how much money that we got, directly or indirectly, we have to depend on these other people. We've got nothing on our own. And that's the way it's been. You can do for self. How you going to do for self? And you still need their dollar. You still need their wood. You need their rubber. You need their oil. How you doing for self? How are you doing for self? You can't get your own oil, your own rubber. You can't even get water. You pay a water bill. So how the hell you doing for self? You can't even get a drink of water. These are the things.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah. See, these are the things that I concentrate on. And like I said, we offer a vision called the Mississippi Campaign. And if you don't want to listen to it, that's cool. But at the same time, don't get angry because you keep doing the same thing and you're not getting any results. And you've been doing this for the last 50 to 100 years. You continue to keep failing. Then you want to get angry because you fail. It's just like, how you going to get angry and you tell us, man, I can jump 5 foot something. But the only thing you can do is 5.5. You told us that you can jump 5.5, but the only thing you can do is 4. Oh man, you tripping. You just a hater. How the hell am I jealous and a hater? You said these people come on YouTube and they tell us their little funky solutions. They tell us what we need to do or whatever, and they don't produce nothing. They keep telling us they can jump 5.5 and can only do 4. How you gonna get angry at us because you can't do what you said? And that's all I ever do on my channel. It's not hating, not jealous. You making a claim. I'm calling you out on what you said that you can do. And if you was hired, if McDonald's hired you to increase their profits and you can't do it, they will fire you immediately. It don't have nothing to do with hate. Don't have nothing to do with jealousy. I'm hiring you, sir, ma'am, because you said that you can increase McDonald's profits. It's been 2 years and we losing profits. You got to get the hell out the way. And we're gonna bring in somebody, even if they brand new, so that we can become profitable again. How you gonna get angry at somebody because we call you out on what you said that you could do? And that's all I do here. And they get angry and all upset. How you gonna get angry at me because of what you do? I tell these brothers about Minister Farrakhan, for an example. He came into the public and he kissed a white preacher in the mouth. I didn't do that. He done that. How you gonna get angry at me? Because I'm just reporting and talking about what I saw that he done. I didn't do it. I didn't grab his mouth and I didn't grab the white preacher's mouth, put them together, oh, y'all can kiss. I didn't do it. He done that. How you gonna get angry at me for just talking about what he done? You need to be angry at him and look at yourself, because apparently you find that kind of behavior acceptable. But we fall in love. See, that's a cult behavior. We fall in love with these personalities. And it's not taking you nowhere. See, when I was growing up, towards the end of Jim Crow, it wasn't about personality. It was about who can help us change our condition. Yeah, I like Martin Luther King and I like so-and-so, but it wasn't about personality. These people fall in love with personality and they get emotional over stuff. Loving Dr. King don't mean nothing if we still going to the back of the bus. If Dr. King can't change nothing, we need to find somebody else, because we need to change our condition. And that's what it should be about. It has nothing to do with hating or jealousy or envy. It's about changing the condition. Can you do what you claim that you can do? Our minds is not open to new ideas, a new strategy, new mindset. So what is there? There's nothing to interrogate you on, because you already expressed that your mind is open to those things. Those things are needed. But we're loyal to these things that no longer work. And you have people like that. You are loyal. We have a know-it-all attitude. And I like to use this as an example all the time. There was an episode of Good Time, and James Evan was fixing the sink. And Michael said, "Daddy, don't you think this?" And James like, "Oh boy, I'm fixing the sink. You don't know what you're talking about. Give me such and such." Michael was trying to tell him, "Don't you think?" He don't want to tell him. So it didn't work. Then when he realized Michael was right, he said, he like, "Michael, give me, Then he snatched it out of Michael's hand. See, that's the kind of attitude that we have. James didn't want to admit like he was wrong, and Michael knew, because he was a little boy. You don't know nothing. Angelsnupnup7 don't know, because my wisdom don't come from the Bible. My wisdom don't come from the Quran. I didn't listen to Neely Fuller Jr. or John Henry Clark or somebody. What the hell you know? You don't know nothing. Where are all those books? You don't have a lot of books behind you. You ain't read nothing. Did you travel overseas? Y'all done traveled overseas. You done read all these books, DVDs, lectures, and tapes. Look at the condition that you're in. Ain't nothing changed at all. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right. And you won't listen to the little guy. You won't listen to the little guy. Your mind is not open to new ideas. new strategy, new mindset. But see, there's nothing to interrogate you about really, because you already expressed that your mind is open to the new ideas. Let's go, like you said, have a conference. And I said it myself. Have a conference. Take your big shot leaders and some of the smaller folks. Get in a room. And you don't leave till you come out with something that everybody can say, this is what we're going to do.
Exactly.
And that's what you need.
Because I agree. This is not about hate. This is just about saving the black family.
Exactly.
Because we're dying.
Yeah.
That's all. We're dying. You know, when we got off those slave ships, we did not look like how Michael looked after he made all those adjustments to himself. Cutting off his nose, bleaching his skin. We didn't look like that. You know, we didn't look like that. So if black people, to me, really want to give themselves reparations, why don't you repair the genetic damage that's been done with crossing with all of these other groups by arranging marriages between the darkest black male and the darkest black female? That's how you can give yourself reparations. Repairing the genetic damage that's been done. We're not interested in that. We're not interested in that. And you said something very interesting about the Good Time show. You reminded me that Michael was the freedom fighter on the show.
Yeah.
And they always ignored him.
That's right. He
was the one that wanted to be liberated.
Yeah.
He was ignored by everybody, including us watching it. We ignored him too.
Yeah. I love Michael.
He was the one saying, hey, yeah, I did too, right? but the majority of black people ignored him.
Yeah.
Ignored him.
He's comedy. That's what I didn't see nothing comedic about Michael.
He wasn't funny.
Yeah. I mean,
his character really wasn't that funny on the show. He wasn't designed to be funny on the show. He was designed to get us to think.
Exactly.
He was the one he was the one that said, hey, Jesus is black.
That's right.
The character. I'm going to be clear about that. The character. Because it is a black character.
Yeah, it's a black character.
It is a black character.
You know, Michael, and the thing about Michael is, as time went on.
Before you go on,
go ahead.
Before you go on, I just want to.
It's your show.
Commend you for the Mississippi. What do you call it? The Mississippi.
Well, it's called Operation Exodus Mississippi Campaign.
Right, the Operation Mississippi Campaign. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a brilliant idea. When I first heard you talk about it, I said, wow, that's a brilliant idea. I just wasn't sure about Mississippi. Did you have any other states that you considered besides Mississippi?
No.
I would prefer a coastal state.
No, we chose
instead of a Gulf state.
Well, see, the thing about Mississippi, and this is the reason why I chose Mississippi, was because it's a poor, impoverished state that nobody don't really give a damn about. See, these other, you talk about a coastal state, some of these other places, you know, people, you got too much opposition. You got too much opposition for that. Because you definitely couldn't do it in New York. And you couldn't do it on these coasts because you have too much, and Mississippi is a coastal state too. You know, they have a coast too. You know, they off there. But Mississippi is a poor, poverty-stricken state.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the coast.
Yeah. Mississippi is a poor, poverty-stricken state. It's got a nice percentage of black people that's already there. Matter of fact, if you go look at Mississippi, as far as politics is concerned, it's a killer to me that the state with all the black people in it like that, but still the Caucasian people basically run it. It's a lot of black towns and cities. You would think that black folks run it, but actually Caucasian people still run it. And then if you do get black folks in there, they don't really give a damn about the people. They in there just like what happened in Detroit. That one brother became corrupt and messed. They had a good thing. They had a good thing going there. That brother became corrupt. I forgot what his name was. But it's a poverty-stricken state. Nobody don't give a damn about it. They barely making it. They depending on casinos now and blah, 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 blah. Nobody don't give a damn about it. So here's our opportunity to go in and you don't have to buy anything. Just use your political power and just take control, just like the what they call the Mormons done. They don't own Utah, but they control it. So everything that happens in Utah benefit the Mormons. That's all you want to do. And it's not against the law. You want to go and do the same thing like what the Mormons did. Go in and win all the different the mayorships and the townships or whatever, all this, and the capital. You want to go in there, take control, be able to control the laws and things of this nature. And now this state, all its resources benefit you and what you want to do. And it's not against the law. Perfectly legal. You ain't doing nothing wrong. In fact, it's naturally happening in some places where those Hispanics are at, simply because they becoming the population, and they're going to look out for themselves. Next, they're going to be running Texas and New Mexico and California in a little while. And they're going to be looking out for their people, for themselves. And
Right.
these new immigrants from Venezuela and whatever, from South America, as soon as they start coming up, they're going to be doing this. They're going to look out for themselves. Here we are, been here the longest, with all our leadership. We ain't never put ourselves in that position. Which, with our situation, of course, brother, as you know, is much different, because we've actually had laws designed to hinder our progress like that. Because if it wasn't, like I said, if it wasn't for domestic terrorism, we would already be in control of states probably like Mississippi and Georgia and Tennessee and places like that, North Carolina.
Right.
We would already be doing it anyway. We was on our way to do that. They saw it, so they had to break that up and force our people to migrate to the East Coast, West, and North. We was already doing that anyway. And that's why, and you have people that laugh, Mississippi campaign, they laugh. You laughing at your own ancestors, because if these damn terrorists had left them alone, they was doing it anyway. All I'm doing is bringing it to modern times. That's all I'm doing. Because it's the same, I'm using the same behavior that they was doing. But instead of trying to take over the South like 4 or 5 states at one time, I say that you concentrate on one state, get it together, use it as your training wheel so that you can make your mistake, because you ain't never run nothing, you never govern nothing. So
True.
So doing this would be like training wheels. Once you do this and get it together, now you know how to ride the bike. And see, the thing about not buying the land and all this old crazy stuff or whatever, we shouldn't have to buy no land and do all that anyway. Our people have already died and bled. We should already have states on our own. We've earned those things. We already should. So if they're not going to give it to you, find a slick way to get it yourself. That's all that you're doing. You're getting what belongs to you anyway. And if you fail, you fall off the training wheel, you don't have to worry about it, because the federal government is right there to help you get back on the bike. You can't lose. We only stopping ourselves. And then there's a lot of us. The reality is there's a lot of us who don't want us to really succeed, because if we succeed, what they gonna do? All these teachings, all these things that they've been doing, if we start actually for real climbing out even those who talk this God stuff, it's gonna damage everybody. All this stuff that we've been trained and taught, if we actually become successful, because religion just gives you false hopes and dreams. It just gives you good feeling. But here you are actually in an activity, and you actually, not only are you, this activity is actually producing something for you. You start to see the houses that you build. You actually start to see the roads that you maintain. You understand how to build a nuclear power plant. For the first time, you are actually in control, because if you're in control of the state, you're in control of the National Guard. You ain't never had your hands on rocket launchers and tanks, because the National Guard got tanks and all these military vehicles. You were in charge of that. We ain't never had that kind of power before. But see, actually, to gain that is easy. The difficult part is to maintain. In order to maintain, we cannot be this Negro that we are right now. We might as well just stay where we at. Because in order to maintain, we have to be different than the rest of this country. We have to become different. We have to have a metamorphosis. And like I told the people, and also, see, I'm not against righteous behavior, because that's what it's going to take in order for us to maintain. You don't have to believe in God to be righteous. It only requires you to be right. And it's a ritual like. I know when I was growing up, they taught us to be gentlemen. You know, open doors for young women and girls and your mother. You know, I was taught to be a gentleman. Regardless, I don't care if they, with pink hair, you're a gentleman. We don't teach our young men to be gentlemen. We teach our young men to be whores and selfish. That's what you see on the street. I'm part of this group on Facebook, this Kevin Samuels fan club or whatever. You ought to hear what these guys say. They are so trashy. They have no idea of what manhood is at all. They don't have no humanity at all. Okay, they don't have no humanity at all. We have to change. I made a lecture a few years ago, a couple of years ago, I believe. Our Soul Liberation Day thing was the transformation. We have to change. And even the people that believe in the scriptures, it talks about the new heaven and the new earth. And the former things shall pass away. If the former things don't pass away, you cannot bring in the new. That's why you have death in biology. That's why you have death. You have death in biology because the new represents the better, a better version. That's why you have death. You got to kill off the old version in order to bring the new, because the new is better. We have to become new in order to maintain. I understand that we are damaged goods. I said this what I say on this channel. Because we was born in the cesspool. But our children don't have to be born in the cesspool. Our children don't have to know about cussing and drinking beer and prostitution. They don't have to know about all that kind of stuff. Won't have to experience that thing. And the more their minds is not clouded by all that dirt and foul stuff, they become better. And as time goes on, their children won't know about us in the cesspool. See, we covered with feces. We're damaged goods. But we know what it means to be clean. If a child is never around profanity, how can they repeat it? They can't repeat it. They don't know nothing about it. See, when I was growing up, brother, there was nobody around pushing sex on me as a child. I'm a child. What do I need to know about sex for? I was a child. My brother was 10 years younger than me when he was born. So I'm 10 years old. They said, you got a baby. I was 10 years old, didn't know where babies come from and didn't care. I was enjoying my childhood. And I'm very glad I had that kind of attitude. My attitude when I was a child, I didn't want to grow up like that. Because as a child, I understood once this is over, I'll never be able to be a child again. So I'm going to be a child and enjoy my childhood as long as possible. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't try to be grown. I didn't try to drink beer. I didn't give a damn about chasing girls' booty holes. I didn't care about that stuff. I wanted to enjoy my childhood. So now you have all these suckers. They didn't enjoy their childhood, so now they're in the club. They want to have fun and party and all that stuff. You should have did all that when you was a child. Because when you become adult, you have to do, your mind has to become adult things. You don't see that, you don't see in nature where adult animals sit around, they want to play and screw around all day. They don't do that. Because life is serious business. They did all that when I was a cub, when I was a little chicky chick, whatever. When I was a little goose. But when they become adult, you see them, they see them might play a little bit with the babies or whatever. Adult animals don't play. It's because life is serious business trying to survive.
That's right.
And see, just like Dr. Cress Wilson said, and they like her, but they don't like to repeat her when she said, one of our problems is we're immature. We're childish in the mind. I never hear them repeat that. Because you're guilty of that. You're childish in the mind. And see, that's another thing. You ever see how children respond to you when you are trying to tell them the right thing and blah, blah, blah. You try to talk to children. Some children really trying to learn. They look at you. Okay, Daddy, I understand, blah. They really trying to learn and see what the mistakes that they made. Then you got some children, the mouth be all piled out. I don't care. You don't know what you're talking about. That's how they do Angelsnupnup7. Because I'm trying to be an adult. I'm grown. And you bringing me childish things. I'm trying to tell you what you need to do as an adult. Because reading all these books and doing all these rituals, that don't impress nobody. Especially when it's not producing nothing. A parent has to be a producer. Otherwise, the babies die. Somebody got to feed the babies. Who's feeding the babies in reality? The white man is feeding our babies in reality. And you know it. That's why you're going to tell them how to make it in their world. Because you don't control nothing. So how can you expect black women and children to look up to us as black men and we can't produce a donut for them?
Exactly. And she knows this.
Exactly.
Black women know this. Yeah, they know this.
And they know it.
And this is the reason why. Yeah, this is the reason why we don't get the cooperation, because she knows you're not in charge.
Exactly.
I'll never listen to you.
Right. Listen to you for what?
Right.
The same place that you're getting your bread from, I can go get it too.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of things.
She's not your woman.
Yeah. And there's a lot of
things.
things.
Your girlfriend or your wife, but she's not your woman.
Exactly. Well, it's like this. You got your dogs in the house, and you got a mate, you got your female pit bull and your male pit bull. But who run the show? He don't, the male pit bull don't. Him and his female come to you begging, can I go for a walk? Can I get some Skittles? That's what happens in the house. You don't run nothing. And the female dog know who the source, she knows that he's not, only thing he's doing is giving her some ding-a-ling. But she knows.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. She knows where the water coming from and who's gonna take her for a walk. She knows all that.
Absolutely. Great analogy.
When you come home,
great analogy.
When you come home, all of them run to you.
That's right.
The puppies and
exactly.
And we're in the same situation. And you know it. That's why you adopted. That's why we said, what's up, dog?
Mm-hmm.
And you call her a bitch. What's up, dog? What's the hey, bitch? Because you in the same situation like them, that dog and his bitch. Same situation. But see, the Mississippi campaign is a vision, is designed to put you in a position where you can actually say, I'm a man. Because only a man can control this state like that. Only a man can and maintain it. And I'm not giving you no free accolades. You proving it. You gonna take a poverty-stricken state, use your resources, use your brain, use your talent. You can take this poverty-stricken state and make it one of the wealthiest states in the country. I'm a man, damn it. Matter of fact, you can call yourself a god because I took nothing and I made something out of it. But that's the way slaves, our people done done all the time. We took scraps and pieces of nothing and made something out of it. We good at it.
That's true.
We good at that. We've been doing that for 500 years.
That's true.
These sisters,
that's very true,
raising families on nothing. You know, the little welfare sisters, they just barely give you enough, like my mother. They just barely give you enough.
Mm-hmm.
To do a little something. My mother knew how to juggle that stuff, balance that, the nothing.
Right.
And raise 6 children on nothing. We know how to take nothing. Even on good times. Remember how JJ was bragging about how his mother, Florida, would take a chicken and stretch that chicken out for 3 or 4 days.
Oh, yeah.
We know how to do that. Take nothing.
I've seen black women do amazing things with very little.
With very little. And that's why I get up. That's why it grinds my gears when these Negroes be talking about, yeah, these poor young ladies not hip like that. But maybe if you was men and put them in a better environment, they wouldn't be like that. How incredible it would be for you to be the man and the woman that you are. When they come to Mississippi, they was like, damn, it's so clean. The people are just so nice. The whole state, no matter where you go, Mississippi have the children with the best grades, the lowest teenage pregnancy rate. We getting our people out of jail because we actually rehabilitating them. We are able to make a deal with the United States government and get our people from overseas, like Asada Shakur, get her out of Cuba and bring her home. They're like, damn, there was some bad, y'all some bad folk. Could have did it a long time ago. You talking about these people and keep following these people, they're not producing. And on top of that, they don't even talk the way I do. They're not talking about taking a military. They're not talking about taking control of a nuclear power plant. Taking control of the Mississippi River runs through Mississippi. We control that come through here. We run that. The interstate system that runs through the state of Mississippi, you gonna control all that. And it's a lot of other little tiddlywink things that we don't even think about. But see, it all falls in your hand. You talking all that stuff. It's called responsibility. See, right now, you can talk all that stuff. You're not responsible for nothing. But when you take that on your shoulder, all the responsibility fall on you. Like when you leave home, especially a poor home, and you're on your own. A lot of children go to college. They didn't come from rich families. So they got to go out and get extra jobs and blah, blah. Everything fall on you. You're an adult now. Once you turn 18, you know, legally, your parents aren't responsible for you. But of course, somebody like Blue Ivy, shout out to the Carter family, somebody like Blue Ivy, she's going to go to college. It's all paid up. You know, she, lived a good life. But those of us who aren't that fortunate, we're going to have to go out here and learn how to make it on our own. Can't be calling your mama and your daddy. They're not there. Can't call your relatives because they don't have none either. But that's how it is when you become an adult. You accept the responsibility. You can become an adult and have a family. You're responsible for that, your wife and your children. You got to keep a house, a shelter, a roof over their heads, and food in their mouths, clothes on their backs. All that fall on the parents. So when you decide to take control of a state, or you talk about, I want to separate in my own nation, regardless how you look at it, all the responsibility fall on you. The reality is, these people talking this African stuff, you have a nation like the Congo. The Congo has enough land there where they could actually give the black American enough. You could be a small state like the state of Delaware or Rhode Island or something. What if they offered that to what if they offered that to the Pan-African? See, in our community, it's something called pulling somebody's hoe card. You know, you talking all this crap. Okay, whatever. We'll see what you're about. I wish they would. I wish the Congo would send a message over to the Pan-African. All right, we got enough land to give y'all, large as the state of Delaware. Here you go. But there's nothing there. There's no Facebook. There's no YouTube. There's no plumbing. Y'all got to do all that yourself. But you guys can have the land. How many Pan-Africans you think gonna pack up their bags and go and do anything? They're not gonna do it. But you say you're gonna build your own nation, and you say you want to separate from white folks. So here you go. They're not gonna go nowhere. There's no EBT cards. There's no unemployment insurance where you going. All of the whole responsibility fall on you. And the mosquitoes are waiting for you. And the lions, maybe. Who knows what's there waiting for you when you get there. But that's what freedom is about. In this country, it wasn't built like this. They had to make it like this. When the white man first came to this country, they had to fight the natives. They had to fight the bears and the alligators and the mosquitoes. They had to do all that. These Negroes just want something for free. Here you go, hand it over to them. That ain't how freedom works. That ain't how it's going to work.
Yeah, I agree.
That's not how things work. They give you the land free. You got to build it up. Don't want to do it. They just want to live in this fantasy world. And they want somebody to hand them something over on a platter. Nobody gonna give you nothing like that. That's what freedom is. When I was locked up, I told them, as long as I get my freedom, I'll sleep in that ditch. As long as I get out of here. That's how bad I wanted to be free. Because I'm not gonna be in that ditch very long. But I got to get the hell out of here. If America is as racist and as evil and as wicked and bad as y'all claim, they should be happy if Ghana or the Congo or wherever, one of those African nations say, here goes some land, but ain't nothing on it, y'all can have it. They won't do it. They're not gonna do it. They'll wait for somebody else to go in there and build it up, then they might come. They're not gonna do it. But you say you want your own independent nation, here you go. These folks live in La La Land. See, that's our problem too. They live in La La Land. I want to go back because I took a few notes while you was talking. And you was talking about the Prophet of Doom. And I was cool with the Prophet of Doom for years. But he fell out with me because, and you familiar with him too, but he fell out with me.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah, he fell out with me because I wouldn't call myself African.
Well, you know what though, Angel? I could see, in watching some of the videos, I could see where he was deteriorating.
Yeah.
Like I could see him progressively getting worse. You know what I mean? So he was just dealing with some emotional issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very serious.
He was just progressively getting worse.
And He kept bringing up. He kept bringing up.
He was drinking.
Yeah, yeah. He did a lot of
Yeah,
drinking.
he was drinking more.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was drinking hard alcohol, heavy alcohol during the day.
yeah,
So I'm saying I could see as I'm watching the videos though, I could just see a progression of just getting worse. You know what I mean? I said, wow, he's just getting worse. And so I wasn't surprised by the shooting. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because he had just gotten to a point where he had just said, fuck it, I quit. You know?
Yeah, he said he was having some kind of health problem. He was hurting all the time, and it was just. And then I don't think he was able to really get proper medical treatment. But if you go to jail, you know, they're going to hook you up with some medical treatment.
Right.
It was a white guy that robbed a bank because he got cancer or something like that, and he wasn't able to get proper treatment. He robbed a bank, so he get treatment. Now,
when did you disconnect from property doing? You remember roughly when?
Oh, well, when he disconnected from me, I don't disconnect from people because we disagree on whatever. But these folks get angry over stuff. I mean, he got
angry and disconnected.
Yeah, he got really, really angry because I wouldn't call myself an African.
Wow.
Look at
roughly
you.
When was this?
Oh shoot, this about 2 years before that happened. Because I didn't know nothing about I stopped keeping up with him, and plus they always flagging my channels, and I lose contact with some of the people that I was subscribed to and whatever. And it was probably about 2 years by the time I seen him again, because I never saw none of his videos like after 2 years. And matter of fact, his last video that I saw, he was really concentrating on his hatred for New York.
Yeah. You could see where he kind of devolved into that.
And he hated lesbians because he said lesbians did him real bad.
Well, he definitely had a thing with for black women.
Yeah.
He had a hatred for black women that he had gotten from being fucked over on a job.
Yeah.
He talked about that a lot.
Especially lesbian.
Yeah.
He really, especially if it was lesbian.
Yeah. Come to think of it, you're right. It was lesbians. He called out.
And then he was talking about his father a lot.
But he got my attention with the reset. That's what made me listen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole reset. I said, you right about this reset thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You may not be right about nothing else, but you're right about we do need to hit the reset button.
But reset to what? What you gonna reset to? Because the only thing we've ever known is slavery. So what you gonna reset to? When he talk about reset, he's actually talking about like going back to a primitive lifestyle. He always talked about that. He talked about the mud huts, remember? True.
And obviously we can't do that either.
But see,
so my interpretation of when he said reset, right? Because we couldn't do what he was saying. So my interpretation was kind of a combination of using our scholars that we have that have studied Africa and its antiquity, borrowing from the old kingdom, combining it with some new ideas that we have today. Most of us know the difference between right and wrong.
Yeah.
You ain't supposed to steal something that don't belong to you. You know what I mean? So some of it is just common sense that our people don't apply.
Exactly.
Yeah, some of it is just common sense. So really, just like I said, reset meaning, getting everybody to the table and everybody having to agree that, hey, here's how we're just going to do things from now on. Here's how we're going to raise our families. Here's the type of crafts we're going to specialize in.
Right.
We need to be that detailed.
Yeah.
What form of work are we going to specialize in?
Right.
Which industries are we going to go in? It can't just be just go do whatever you want to do. No. You have to specialize in something. The Japanese, after they got the two big bombs dropped on them, they specialized in reverse engineering, which is how they came up with the Walkman, the Sony Walkman. They took the great big cassette player and reverse engineered to come with a little small one. You know what I mean? Same thing with the DVD player and the CD player. They reverse engineered, and that became kind of their claim to fame. And we have to do something similar.
See,
Let's just pick an industry and decide to become experts in it.
See, I suggested, like with the Mississippi campaign, I suggested that since Mississippi is already an agricultural type state, why don't we become the best producers, the world's best producers of organic food? I mean, that's the best. I mean, we want to do that anyway. Why not? I mean, we need to feed the people anyway. We need to feed our people anyway.
You got to feed the people. Yeah.
So why not? So why not become the best at it? Why not? Since it's an agricultural state, why not become the world's number one producer of organic food? And see, when I was growing up, there was no such thing as organic food. There was that term, that name didn't exist, because basically, especially in the rural areas, that's how that's how we grew our food anyway. I mean,
everything was organic back then.
Yeah, everything was organic. Well, not
back then it was organic. Yeah.
Well, not really, because when you talk about those commercial farms, like you still had Del Monte and some of those big farms. They used those pesticides and stuff back then, but you had smaller farms that didn't do it, because you're supposed to get a worm in an apple. You're supposed to be able to eat an apple and get you a worm sometime.
Right.
But see, when they put them pesticides on there like that, they kill the worm. So if you don't see no worms in your apples like that, chances are, And plus nowadays the technology is better. They found more natural ways, for pest control. There's different ways that you can do that. But we can become the number one producer of organic meat, organic milk, produce. We can do that way. And then see, the Mississippi campaign concentrate on all of us. I want to put everybody to work. I want to get our people out of them jails and the prisons, put them to work. I want to get our people that's homeless. See, the number one expense for any business is labor. Your biggest asset is human labor. And we wasted our labor. We got our homeless. We got our people that's in the jails and the prisons, even mental institutions. We got a lot of people that just going to waste. Even our children. Get them out on the farm. Let them see how you put a seed in the ground and how that corn and that tomato and that okra come up. I even said, inspire your people. Take a picture, take your little baby who can barely walk, put a corn seed in their hand, take a video or a picture of them putting that corn seed, and when they get older and they see how successful you've been, and you tell that child, look, even when you was a baby, you put a corn seed in the ground. You help make all this when you was a baby. That inspired the masses to do more. I want to do more. I want to be great. I want to do more. And they push it and they push it. We won't see how magnificent they will be. The only thing we can do in our time is get them started. And we will become the greatest generation ever. And Brother Malcolm, if he was here, and Dr. King and Harriet Tubman and all our people, they would be like, wow, they made it. They done it. We done it. We was able to break out of the real matrix. See, when they talk about break out the matrix, they always think we talking about what white folks did. No, I'm breaking out the matrix of what black folks done too. It's not the same as what white folks done. I don't think that it was intentional. But now we've grown out of that. We've grown out of it. We don't need fairy tales and mythologies and stories. That's what we used to do for children. To help children learn lessons and inspire children, tell them these little stories, the fox and the grapes, with Aesop's fables and whatever. That's what you do for the children. But when you come an adult, you don't need that no more. I don't need you to tell me the story of Hansel and Gretel. I don't need that no more. And that's all these religious teachings do. They're nothing but stories to inspire and teach you, give you lessons. That's all it is. And give you rituals to practice. See, you don't have to, I don't have to like you, brother. But if you just say, hey, brother, every day, just say, brother, every day. You don't have to like me. How you doing there, brother? I hate that nigga. Say it in your mind, I hate that nigga. But just do it. It's a ritual. It's a ritual. You just do it. You don't like that woman. You hate women or whatever you got in your mind. But just do it. Open the doors for the women. Help the elderly take their bags to the car. Go through these things. And pretty soon they just become natural. And see, the children don't know that you really don't mean it. The only thing the children see is you opening the doors for the ladies. Hey, brother. Hey, sister. And you being like, they don't know that you really don't mean it. You just got to go through a ritual because you're trying to be better. But the children don't know that. They naturally, how you doing, brother? They mean it because that's all they know. And the people get better and better and better. I would like to, before I take my last breath, I would like to see us on a good path. But see, nobody here, to my knowledge, I don't see folks on social media, these YouTube personalities or these big shots supposed to be leaders, they're not giving us any. I'm going to tell you, I truly feel the people are ready to make the move. They just don't have the leadership. They don't even want me to talk on their broadcast. I'm not talking about the reality's temple on earth. That's my own personal conclusions, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about the solution. Right. Something, a vision, something that you can do for the people. I'm not talking, see, when people talk about we need to open up more businesses for you and your family. So you and your family can take pictures with Jay-Z and Beyonce. That don't do nothing for me. And most of these black businesses, no different than any other black businesses, they're going to pay you the minimum wage. They're going to pay you the minimum wage. Man, look. They're going to pay you the minimum wage, and they're not going to give you no benefits, health benefits or none of that stuff. So, talk about support black business. Black businesses. Most
black businesses don't do very well. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we're not being truthful about that. But most black businesses don't do very well.
And if they do very well, they're not going to give you nothing. That's for their family.
Exactly. So they're not even designed to be. They're not set up where the employees own the business.
Exactly. Like I said.
They're not set up that way.
No.
And to me, that's how we need to set up our businesses, where the employees have ownership in it.
Exactly. Just like your religion, just like your churches.
The CEO don't need to take home $90 million.
Right.
You know what I mean? If the company makes $100 million, you shouldn't be giving $50 million or $60 million to one person.
Exactly. Even back.
See, that money could go towards free housing.
Yeah.
And infrastructure. You know what I mean? That money could just go towards an infrastructure.
Exactly. Just like something.
I agree with you. This is a great time for us to pull it off.
Yeah.
We have everything to me the technology is there.
Yeah.
We have everything we need. We could create our own blockchain. We can create our own Bitcoin. We can back it with silver. So I agree. The technology is there. There's things that we could do. But you're right. We don't have the leadership.
Don't have the leadership.
Don't have that.
Because in order to be a leader, no matter where you are, whether it's at a war on the military field or some business or whatever, you got to have creativity. You got to have some kind of strategy. Even when you play basketball, you got to be creative. When the brothers came to the NBA, they brought creativity. They brought some magic to that boring ass game. You ought to see them NBA games before the brothers got there. They're like, woo, they boring. Brothers start. You know how we do when we get a hold of something. And that's no different.
Exactly.
It's no different with bring that to the struggle.
Right.
And stop, just like Elijah Muhammad said. He said, even Elijah Muhammad said, if you can't do it, don't say it. If you can't do it, don't say it. Because if you say something and you cannot produce, somebody gonna pull you on it. They're gonna say, hey, just like Umar Johnson. And this, I don't understand how they gonna continue to support Umar Johnson. This man been working on a school since 2014, I believe, 2009, or I forgot, 2004, or something like that.
It's been a long time.
He's produced nothing. That's insanity. Louis Farrakhan ain't produced nothing. 40 years. And see, my thing, I understand charity. But don't you think that you should be able to put yourself in a position where, well, if they give you charity, that's cool. But I'm to the point where I can run my organization and nobody don't have to give us a dime no more. I think that's the way you should want to be. Because I've taken those dimes and dollars and created an empire that can take care of itself. We don't need your charity like that. And then you have something like the Nation of Islam. They say the brothers and sisters own those buildings. No, they don't. I've never seen. I was in the Nation of Islam for 9 years. They never gave me not one piece of paper to show that I own some of that, whatever they had. My relatives been in the Nation of Islam over 40 years. They don't have not one. They was in the Nation of Islam when Elijah Muhammad was here. They received no paperwork to show that they own nothing in the Nation of Islam. And when Elijah Muhammad died, the members didn't get nothing. His estate went to his family and his children he had outside his marriage. The members didn't get nothing. But even Marcus Garvey sold, stocks into his businesses, and you became an owner in what Marcus Garvey was doing. Even he did that. But see, the problem with Marcus Garvey, they don't like to talk about it. The problem with Marcus Garvey was he was putting people in positions that didn't know what the hell they was doing. They didn't know nothing about running a shipping business. They didn't know. Marcus Garvey himself don't have no experience in running a shipping business. And the people he was getting, because that's my friend. Yeah, but your friend don't know nothing about the shipping business. They bought these old broken down boats that probably never left the harbor. And they made these flyers with these pictures. Now, mind you, the majority of the people that was investing in these boats that Marcus Garvey was buying, they never saw the boats. They never inspected. They don't even know what they invested in. Them boats were some broken down, run down boats, what they bought. I think they said those boats probably made 2 trips. They didn't have no customers. The boats never left the harbor. Then they turned around and bought a 3rd boat. Come on now. They don't ever talk about that stuff. They don't ever talk about that kind of stuff. They talk about go ahead. Huh?
Did they make any money? Did Garvey make any money off of those vessels?
No. Also, they don't like to talk about Marcus Garvey was getting money from the racists in this country, because the racists actually Elijah Muhammad was getting money from these racists in this country, because these racists like the talk of separation. Yeah, y'all get the hell out of here. What can we do? Get you Negroes out of America. Marcus Garvey and Elijah Muhammad was taking money from these white racist organizations. Elijah Muhammad even let that what's his name, Rockwell, speak at Savior's Day. And he said some hellified things.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. I think it was 19.
Yeah, I've seen the clips of that. Was it John Rockwell?
Yeah.
John Rockwell?
I think it's John Rockwell. Elijah Muhammad let him speak at Savior's Day. And he said some real foul stuff. And some members, he lost membership because of that. But you know how black folks is. They loyal. You know, they loyal to these people, whatever. They can't do no kind of wrong. Elijah Muhammad took money from white folks. And then, of course, you know, they exploited Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali wasn't the only celebrity. They exploited, what's his name, Joe Tex. They exploited Kool in the Gang.
I didn't know about the Kool in the Gang.
Oh, yeah.
They were members of the nation?
I believe some of them was.
Yeah, I didn't know about them.
Yeah. And even in Minister Farrakhan's era, there was a brother, he was a basketball player. And he thought that the Nation of Islam had his back. I forgot what this basketball player name was. So, you know, he thought that the Nation of Islam really had his back. He really started talking really, really bold. He part of the NBA. Next thing you know, he kicked out the NBA and lost everything, blah, blah. They don't even talk about that. They don't even mention that. Didn't have his back. I was so happy because Farrakhan was doing all he could to try to get Jay-Z and Beyonce's attention. You know, the FOI, we'll give Jay-Z and Beyonce security and blah, blah. Jay-Z and Beyonce is like, yeah, want nothing to do with you. That's all Farrakhan ever was. He just somebody, you know, he used celebrities to make himself valid. Now, right. When Elijah Muhammad was here, yeah.
Well, what a singer or dance? Doesn't he play an instrument? Doesn't he play the violin?
Yeah, the violin. He's an ex-calypso singer.
Yeah, okay.
He's a failed.
Right, okay, so he's an entertainer himself.
Yeah, he's a failed calypso singer. He's
an entertainer himself. So he has a fondness for him because of the industry. Okay.
Yeah, he's supposed to have brought out an album 2 years ago. Snoop Dogg's supposed to be on it. They never released the album. I guess they might release it after he gone or something. I don't know. But see, Farrakhan is an entertainer, and see, anybody that's part of the entertainment business, no matter what else you do in life, that's still part of you. And he want to be part of that. That's why he got to take pictures with all the celebrities and all these folks. Elijah Muhammad was here. You didn't see Elijah Muhammad doing that type of thing. Elijah Muhammad wouldn't run around trying to get photo ops with all these different entertainers. You know, there was only one entertainer that I saw him with, and that was Muhammad Ali.
Let me ask you this. Is this safe to say that Elijah Muhammad has been the most powerful black man ever produced in America?
That's what the Reader's Digest said. The Reader's Digest said that he was the most powerful black man in America. Doing what? But you never asked.
Well, I'm just saying.
But that's what I'm asking.
Just saying.
I mean, he's the most.
Yeah, who else?
See, they will call you the most powerful. See, they call you the most powerful black man in America simply because of your following, maybe. You know, how popular you are. But what are you? What have you produced?
Popular.
Huh?
He was popular.
Yeah, he was popular.
But here's the thing. I've come across people, though, just in my lifetime, right? I've come across people that have been members of the nation, and they will say he saved their life.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard numerous black people tell me Elijah Muhammad saved my life. And I thought that's one hell of a statement to come from somebody, right? That this man saved your life. And I'll go, wow, he saved it. They say, yeah, his information saved my life.
Yeah, of course.
I said, okay. But I'm just saying, I've heard numerous black people claim that his information saved their life. So, from that perspective, along with the businesses and everything that he set up, who would be more powerful than him? I'm just trying to figure out. If it's not him, then who would it be?
Well, you said that's the key word, power. What kind of power did he have, really? What do you mean by power? What kind of power did that man have except running your mouth, and then you had some businesses that you have pay your employees for all over the country? You know, you basically in the red. The Nation of Islam was not doing as well as we thought it was. Now that the man is dead, and then you have the Freedom of Information Act, those businesses that they had going wasn't doing as well as we thought they would.
That's true. Well, let me ask you this: could Elijah Muhammad have someone killed?
Why not? I could, if somebody like me enough, I could get somebody to kill for me.
No, I'm just saying he did have the power to tell somebody to go out and kill somebody.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that could do that. He ain't the only one.
Okay. True.
If you,
but they've dubbed him the most powerful because he's had more people willing to kill for him.
Well, they wouldn't kill the real enemy for him. Apparently, they jump on other black folks or whatever. I've never known them to attack any Ku Klux Klan headquarters. True. They never attacked.
Hold on now. They did have shootouts in courtrooms. Remember? They had some shootouts in some courtrooms. Now.
That's in self-defense. They've always been on the defensive. They've never done nothing offensively.
Well, he always promoted self-defense, though, didn't he? He never promoted being offensive.
No, he never promoted offensive.
Yeah, he never promoted being offensive. Because you can't. You're behind enemy lines. You can't. You're behind enemy lines. You're in enemy territory in enemy land. You can't play offense. The only thing you can play is defense. You know, I'm just saying, we are behind enemy lines.
Exactly.
Right?
But at the same time,
the only play, I'm just saying that our only play is defense.
Exactly. But at the same time, you don't mind murdering your own people.
No, well, you shouldn't have. I agree. That shouldn't happen. But you know what, though, brother? The conclusion I've come to in order to build a nation, you need blood, sweat, tears, and dead bodies. That's just what's required. Building a nation is ugly.
Yes, it's ugly.
And building a nation, you know what? Building a house is ugly. It's just that we hide it. You don't see the wires.
Yeah.
We hide the ugliness of a house.
Yeah.
We hide the ugliness of the car. Mm-hmm. You don't see all that shit inside it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's ugly. That's another thing we really don't want to do, though. We don't want to deal with the ugliness of building.
But
we don't want to deal with the ugliness of building. And one of the reasons why we don't want to deal with the ugliness of building, unfortunately, is because we've been trained by our mothers. We've not been trained by men. Men train your ass to fight. That's what men train you to do, to fight for everything. That ain't nobody gonna give you shit.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had that kind of upbringing. We don't have children that sail around the world by themselves. Whites do. There's some of their children who sail around the world alone.
Yeah.
We don't do shit like that. Our children don't want to go mountain climbing and rock climbing and shit. You know what I mean? That adventurous shit. Shit that'll get you in the CIA or the FBI because you're doing all this dangerous shit. Jumping off the skateboards and, you know what I mean? And dirt bike ride. I'm just saying, the type of stuff that their children will do, our children don't do. Our kids want to play basketball to get out of the ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
Their goal is to play basketball or football or rap so they can get out of the ghetto. That white boy would jump off their skateboard just for the fun of it. He'll scale the side of a mountain just for the fun of it. Just for the thrill of it. He'll fall to his death knowing, well, hey, I was just trying to do this shit for the fun of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do that.
And that's coming from being trained by men. We don't have that. We just don't have that. You know, we're just so far behind in our development.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I can get into that thrill-seeking thing. See, because you don't see animals do that. You don't see that behavior in nature. You know, when an animal jump off a mountain, it's because they're in trouble. They're trying to get away from a hyena or a lion or something. They ain't gonna thrill seek. They're not gonna thrill seek and take a chance on that life. I think that's stupid. You know, roller coaster. That's
I agree, but it's that same attitude, brother. It's that same attitude, though. Allow them to split the atom. You see what I'm saying? It's that same attitude that allows them to create artificial intelligence.
No, you don't have to jump off mountains.
It's the same attitude.
You don't have to jump off no mountain to get chased by. You have to risk your life.
No. No, but they're still doing dangerous stuff in that laboratory. I'm just saying, they doing shit in that laboratory. They can blow up the fucking lab.
I mean,
You know
black
what I mean?
folks. I mean,
It's dangerous to deal with uranium.
black folks will do
It's
that.
dangerous to deal with uranium.
I mean, black folks.
I hear you. I'm just saying, it's dangerous to deal with uranium and plutonium. But they'll deal with it.
It's dangerous if you putting air in your tire, because that can kill you. Most folks don't realize it, but you can that tire blow up on you and kill you. But you know, we'll do those things. We'll do certain things like that. We're not into thrill seeking like that. You know, to me that's idiocy. I'm not gonna, you know, all that risking your life.
Well, some of that is, but the sailing around the world, that's not idiocy. You know what I mean? Like it's certain things that they do, right? That where they're just demonstrating that they're fearless. That's all I'm saying. They still will demonstrate that they're just fearless. We don't have that. But one of the main reasons why is because we have to survive out here, right? So our thing is always trying to survive. Our children just want to survive, right? They don't want to grow up and have to live in that ghetto environment all their fucking lives, right? So they can't think about the thrill-seeking thing, right? Because they don't have everything that's been.
Well, I don't know,
white boy.
Some
white
of
boy
us
got enough. He can't go out thrill-seek.
I don't know. I think you in the hood and you got to dodge bullets to go to school. I think that's enough thrill-seeking for a day. They don't need to go and pay for it.
Right, because you're trying to survive. Exactly. You're trying to survive.
That's enough thrill-seeking. You know, getting pulled.
I hear you trying to survive.
You know, getting pulled over by the police.
And don't get me wrong. Yeah, you trying to survive that situation as well.
You know, because, you know, every time I get pulled by the police, I say, okay, here we go. That's a damn shame I got to think that way.
Exactly. Same thing.
It's a damn shame I got to think that way, but that's a reality, though. That's a reality.
Yep, here we go.
And it don't make no difference what color he is. As you know, it don't make no difference if the police officer is black, because you seen them brothers killed that brother not too long ago. It was 5 of them. Killed that brother. 5 black police officers.
I got not too long ago. I got jammed up at the gas station pumping gas. Cop came over and told me and said that my license plate looked funny.
Yeah, okay.
My license plate. Yeah. Said, how come you don't have 3 numbers first? Some crazy shit he was trying to say. That my license plate was suggesting that it was a commercial plate, and I'm going, oh, okay. So if it's a commercial plate, I can't have a commercial plate,
right?
Like, what's the problem? You know what I mean? Just fucking with me.
You have commercial plates.
That's all it was.
You have commercial plates on regular cars.
Exactly. You have commercial plates on regular cars.
Because I know I did.
It shouldn't have been that big of a deal. And I'm in a gas station pumping gas when they walked over to me. I said, wow, here we go.
I had a cop pull me over. As soon as I pull out my driveway, I saw him sitting in the corner. As soon as I pulled out the driveway, he pulled me over. Talk about something about my plate. Now, see, in the state where I'm in, the little sticker that you put on your plates, they started putting the number of your plate on that sticker. Because at one time, you know, people, they didn't put the number of your plates on the sticker, so people steal your sticker and put it on their plate, so the sticker and your plate be different numbers. Now they print the sticker on, and he said, I don't think that belongs to your. I said, sir, you know, I'm trying to hold my temper because that means you're a dumbass dude. I'm like, sir, the sticker on the plate matches the plate itself, and it's not expired. He said, okay, all right. I knew he was going to, as soon as I pulled out the driveway, I knew he was going to pull me over. But see, that's the thrill that we get every day. We don't need to be jumping off no damn building. We get thrills all the time.
That's true.
Then I'm going to jump. You got to be careful because even in your neighborhood, you know, you got to watch some of these brothers. They be tripping or whatever. You don't know. You step on the wrong brother's shoes, you're going to get a thrill real quick. Nigga, I just bought these shoes. Oh, here we go.
That's right.
Because I know at one time in New York, it was really, really bad. In the 80s, it was really, people was getting shot and beat up. You know, people stepping on folks' shoes in the 80s.
Oh, back in the 80s, niggas used to steal shoes from you.
Yeah, oh yeah, that
You
too.
robbed for your shoes. I
Sure did.
With no shoes.
Yeah, they robbed you for your shoes. Yeah, especially when them Jordans first came out.
Especially when Jordan came out. Yeah, you would get robbed for your shoes back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember seeing niggas get on the bus with no shoes on.
Yeah.
And somebody asked, hey, you don't have any shoes.
Yeah, you can get killed over a pair of shoes.
Over a pair of shoes.
Over a pair of shoes. So, you know, like I say, we don't have leadership, and these aren't looking for leadership.
Not at all.
Because we're comfortable.
But see,
we're comfortable here.
Well, hold on. But with these other groups, though, sir, you see their employers, the ones that hire people, the ones that have companies, those are typically your leaders in these other communities. How come that's not the case with us? How come our employers are not our leaders? Why have they abandoned the community just to go out for themselves? You know, your Byron Allens. You know what I mean?
Well, he's not. I mean, he's not a leader. How you doing there, brother Denzel?
I agree. He's not.
He's not no leader.
He's not.
But see, this is my thing.
They are.
This is my thing. I feel as though if the masses had the right message and they could hear the right message and get behind a program like the Mississippi campaign and just by our dimes and our little dollars and our work, really just the work itself. I tell people, don't you know? I say, you don't realize it. Just the fact that people think you're going to try to take control of the state. Just the fact that they think that's what you're doing. You'll gain worldwide attention from all over the world. They're like, what they going to do? What? They trying to do what? In America? Them Negroes in America trying to take control of a state? You can't hide it. It ain't like it's some kind of secret. You can't hide it or whatever. But anyway, it's legal. Even before, just the fact, you ain't even tried to do it. Just the fact, the thought is out there. You have the whole world talking. Then, of course, you're going to have folks that's talking against it. And then you will need to show them that their talk don't mean a damn thing. And you prove them wrong, even from your own people. And see, this is the thing about it. When you do this,
the Mississippi Project, aren't you talking about the working class pulling this off? You're not talking about rich blacks pulling this off.
I'm talking about the working class. It might even be
working class.
You might even have some people once they see that you're serious. You might see people in secret. You know, all of a sudden you go to your Cash App and somebody that donated you like, damn, where this come from? Never know about people. See, a lot of our behavior comes from the fact you don't expect Will Smith, you don't expect Jada or Oprah, you don't expect none of these people to risk their livelihood and what they done built up, and you're not serious about nothing. They done lost, just like the basketball players and some of the people back in the day, they thought the Nation of Islam had their back and blah blah blah. But I think if they really saw us serious trying to do something, either they were outright, because look, the Million Man March, Will Smith was at the Million Man March. Who else was at the Million Man March? Michael Jackson was supposed to come there, but he had
I didn't know.
But it was a lot of people. See, the Mississippi campaign is like a Million Man March type of thing. It's not about religion. It's about gathering people together to try to make put our people in a better condition. It has nothing to do with, it's like the Civil Rights Bill. It has nothing to do with no religion or whatever. The Civil Rights Bill is about making something to benefit a people because they've been disfranchised. In this situation, we're taking it in our own hand. We're taking our destiny in our own hand. And I think if our celebrities, if our people actually saw the masses, this is what we're doing, I think they would support the effort. I think they would do it. But you got to be serious. You gotta put yourself out there. You gotta be serious. They gotta see something. They're not gonna go out here and screw their whatever they got up. They're not gonna do it. And I don't blame them because I wouldn't do it either.
No, you haven't.
Matter of fact, I even said on my channel. Because I used to be one of those people, I want to save my people. I want to do this for my people. I don't give a damn about my people like that no more. Because if you don't give a damn about yourself, what the hell do I look like out here working and sacrificing and trying to make your life better and you don't give a damn? Go to hell. That's where you belong. That's the way I look at it. If you don't feel as though you don't want to do nothing for yourself, what make you think, why should I go out here and do anything for yourself? Look how these young people talk about Dr. King and how they talk about Malcolm. I can do better. They act like they better than Malcolm, better than Dr. King. They better than the people that they ain't did nothing but talk about their information and their research, but they ain't produce nothing. They living and benefit off the backs of people like Dr. King and Malcolm and Eldridge Cleaver and the Black Panther Party. That's why you're able to do what you're doing. They calling people all kinds of nasty and disrespectful. And I'm supposed to risk my life and sacrifice my life for them? They can go to hell. I'll be happy to send them there.
Well, the masses ain't gonna do shit no way. The masses ain't gonna do shit no way. That's what I said. If you can get a small group, you'd be lucky to get 100,000 people to me to do anything. Of black people, right? I'm just saying, if you could get 100,000, I don't think it'll get too much better than that. You should. You're saying the masses. I'm saying, we gotta make this scope much smaller than the masses.
You ain't gonna get that. You're not gonna even get that group. Look, this black conscious community consists of thousands of people, and they can't get themselves together. Regardless, to me, I'm not part of black conscious, but these black conscious people that actually agree with each other, blah blah blah, they can't get themselves together. All that they do is argue and bicker, because they wonder who gonna get the credit for what they too much. Plus, they don't have nothing. They don't have a plan. They don't have no vision. They don't have nothing. All that they do is go through a ritual. They've made the struggle entertainment, and entertainment is easy to do. All they gotta do is turn on YouTube, turn on Facebook. That's easy to do. The real struggle.
True.
The real struggle might mean you lose your job. The real struggle might mean you lose your house. You lose your car. You might lose your life. That's the reality of the struggle. Ask Dr. King, he took a bullet in the neck. Ask Malcolm, he took a bullet in the neck. Ask Harriet Tubman, she dodged bullets. Because just like you said, that's what it takes. They're not ready for that. They just want to talk about it, but they don't want to be about it. So why should I go out here and risk my life and sacrifice the little life I got for these suckers? I'm not doing it. Now, if they show me that they really want to do something, the little life that I have left, I will give that to them to help them get where we need to be. I don't mind doing that. But I'm not going to do nothing for a bunch of ingrates. Not doing it. Because I see how you treat it, how you talk about Malcolm like a dog and Dr. King like a dog and Huey P. Newton like a dog. How they talk about these folks like a dog. You ain't in no position to talk about nobody because you ain't accomplished nothing. We ain't accomplished nothing since the Civil Rights Movement. You ain't accomplished a damn thing. You ain't in no position to talk about nobody. None of us.
That's true.
You haven't accomplished absolutely nothing after the Civil Rights Movement. You've accomplished nothing. You ain't went back to Africa. You ain't did nothing since the end of the Civil Rights Movement. You should be embarrassed. We should be embarrassed. The only thing you could do is make a DVD. The only thing you can do is make a YouTube channel. The only thing that you can do is make some more babies to bring them into the damn hell that you live in so they can suffer. Selfish ass. That's what they don't like about me. Because I'm putting on the plate the reality of it. No more fairy tales and feel-good stories or whatever. I'm not going to give you no credit that you didn't earn. No, you ain't no damn God. What God are you? You have no power. No, you're not a goddess. How the hell are you some kind of goddess?
So brother, let me ask you. So then, how many people do you need to move to Mississippi?
First, the Mississippi campaign is not about moving to Mississippi. I never said, I don't know why people say that. The Mississippi campaign has nothing to do with nobody moving nowhere. The Mississippi campaign is about assisting the brothers and sisters already there to help them take control of their state for our benefit. You don't have to move there.
Okay. Yeah, I misunderstood.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I thought you wanted people to relocate there.
I've never said it from the very beginning. I never said talked about it. Now, once the state start doing good, once you get yourself to moving, who wouldn't want to move there? Why would you want to move there?
Okay.
Now, I would want people to move there. Like, say, for instance, if we don't have the population, we know that we don't have the votes that we need in order to take control of the mayor or the capital or whatever. I suggest that's why it has to be a national effort, so we can get our brothers and sisters off the street or wherever they are and support them to come to Mississippi and become residents so they can vote. And then don't look at it like I said, you got to look at it like you at war. So what? You have to go to Mississippi and sleep in a damn tent, sleep in your car or whatever in order to do this. That's what soldiers do. You got to look at this like it's a soldier, like you at war. Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture, I was listening to some of what he was talking about. He said they went to do, when they was protesting and doing their thing, SNCC was doing their thing in Mississippi, they slept on people's porches. They slept in the grass. That's what they was doing in the 60s during that time. You did what you had to do.
Right.
Fannie Lou Hamer said she got her ass whooped by the police. I don't know how many times. This is what you're going to have to deal with. This is what you're going to have to do in the struggle. I want to send a shout out to Eldridge Cleaver. We're simulcasting. I'm on my Angelsnupnup7 YouTube channel, and I'm also on Facebook. I just want to let you know I'm simulcasting in 3 spots here. Shout out to Eldridge Cleaver. Shout out to our brother Denzel. And we got some comments here. Why so angry? Why such loud talking? This is what kills me about people. When you're saying something, that they like, that's preaching, and you're talking loud, that's preaching. Go ahead, brother. Black power. But when you say something they really don't like, why you gotta talk that loud, whatever? Black people always talk loud. My family is loud. When I was locked up, I was loud. They said, why you talk loud like that? My community was loud.
It's who we are. It's who we are.
When I was locked up, my family used to come visit me. They was loud. They said, damn, your family loud. I said, where you think I got it from?
Exactly.
And
my family loud too.
And on top of that, what the hell am I whispering for? I'm not keeping no damn secret. And then you can't say, when I'm talking, you can't say you didn't hear me. You got these people, they whispering. What the hell are you whispering for? Yeah, talk like you're a man. You got a voice? Talk up. Speak up. People got to say, what did you say? You don't have to worry about that with me. Oh, you definitely heard me. This person here is, Mississippi is a paradise. Why wouldn't anyone want to live in Mississippi? And then they said Nigeria's a loud-faced blue smile. I don't know. It's a lot of, but see, the thing about it, brother, is, and the key is, you got to want it. As long as the black conscious community is comfortable They don't want it. They just want to talk. They don't really want it.
Right.
See, it's all talk. It's all fake. And that's why they don't like me to be around, because I know you're fake. I know what I would do. When I was in the Nation of Islam, I was a soldier. I slept on pickle barrels. That's what I did. I picked up cans and bottles for what I believed in. I washed dishes for what I believed in. Yeah, I was one of the ones in 100-degree temperature with that bow tie on. Bean pie, my brother. Yeah, I was one of the ones doing that. But you doing something, you building something, that's what you do. That's what you got to do. These people that built this nation, you want them to give you something. They're not going to give you a damn thing like that. These people fought Indians. These people fought bears and rivers and mosquitoes and crocodiles. They don't give you something. They don't give you nothing. You lucky you alive, because these people, when they freed our ancestors, they could have outright start murdering them, or they could have put you on a ship and sent your ass to Africa. Then you would have been born in Africa, and I hope that you've been a happy-ass African. Because I know if I was a Caucasian person, I said, well, what are we going to do with them? You free them. If I was Caucasian, I'd be like, put them on a boat. You don't need them no more. They're in the way. Put them on a boat. And if you don't put them on a boat, just start lining them up. Mass grave. That would have been my suggestion if these people really was as evil and wicked as they claim. How is the white man the devil, and the devil allow you to make $80 million? That's what the Nation of Islam was worth when Elijah Muhammad died. But the white man's the devil. What devil gonna allow you to speak against him in his own country? Because I know in some countries, they'll kill you speaking out against the government. Like what happened to that one guy.
That's right.
Like that one guy that just died. They probably murdered him. That one guy that spoke against Russia. But here you are, the white man's the devil, and they let you eat shrimps. They let you eat lobster. They let you go on roller coasters. Hell, some black people make way more money. Matter of fact, some black people like Eddie Murphy and P. Diddy actually on video talk about how much more money they make than white people. I heard Diddy talk about, I make more money than the average white person. Eddie Murphy said the same thing. I make more money than the average white person. You think that make them feel good? I know some of them sit back, I wish I could hang that nigger out, do that nigger out. See, this is what happens when the Democrats is in charge. See, some nigger talking about he making more money. But they the devil. I'm a devil, but I'm going to let my slave make more money than me. They tolerate that. But they the devil now. They so evil. The white man's so evil, whatever, blah, blah, blah. What people, we are the richest oppressed people on the planet. There's no oppressed people on the planet like us. We're supposed to be so oppressed and having it so bad. I bet the people in Gaza be happy to change places with you real quick. The people in Gaza who are really oppressed. You ain't oppressed. You get around here and you so comfortable. The people in Gaza is eating old ass peanut butter and grits and whatever else they throwing over there. You sitting around here on your special diet. I'm a vegan. I can only eat certain kinds of grapes. You know, the grapes that's shaped like an S. I don't eat the other grapes. That's how comfortable you are. You got special diets now. You gotta have special water. Oh no, brother, I can't drink regular water. I got to have alkaline water with a lemon twist. That's how. But you oppressed. But you oppressed, right? Get the hell out of here. And people, and that's why white folks come on the social media how y'all oppressed. You're doing better than me, and you are. A lot of us are doing way better than them. But you so oppressed. And the ones that's leading the charge, most of them is rich. Tariq Nasheed talking crap. He living in a mansion. Farrakhan talking crap. He living in a mansion. All these folks living good, got good money. You don't never hear them talk about, brothers and sisters, can you give me a cash app so I can buy an egg sandwich? They ain't begging you to eat nothing. They living, they doing decent, they doing good. But you oppressed. You oppressed. Get the hell out of here with that stuff. And we tolerate that. Umar Johnson said he took the last dollar from a brother one time. He said a homeless man gave him $1 for his school. I'm not going to take $1 from a homeless person, regardless. But Umar Johnson took his last. Who knows what a homeless person don't even have a home, and you gonna take this person's money. But a lot of churches will do that. Churches, these religious folk, all these folks will take your last dollar. You'll tell them, I need some money to pay my. Don't worry, God will bless you. Give me that. Give me your rent money. See how nasty that, and we tolerate that. What the hell wrong with us? Something is really wrong with us. And they do it in Africa too. Talk about go to Africa. Them Africans do the same thing to them preachers over there. Give all their little dimes and dollars to them preachers. What something is really wrong with us? So something is wrong with me, because when I was in the Nation of Islam, I wouldn't get no benefits out of it. I'm like, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I ain't gonna give these folks my money, because it's an investment. Why should I keep getting invested in Louis Farrakhan and I'm not getting nothing out of it except some teaching? Oh, he saved my life. Save your life how? That's what I'm saying. Jesus saved my life, the preacher. How to save your life how? Because you too damn dumb to think for yourself? Save you life how? Because they gave you some feel-good lies, some teachings that don't mean a damn thing? Save your life. Why was your life in danger to begin with? What do you get out of it in the long run? And then on top of that, just because somebody saved your life, do that mean you owe them something? You don't owe nobody nothing because they saved your life. Firefighters, police officers, what them people that save you at the swimming pool, lifeguard, folks like that save people's lives all the time. I don't see y'all going around worshiping a fire truck. I ain't seen nobody, I ain't never seen nobody open up a church called Fire Truck. I'm opening up this church called Fire Truck because they saved me from a fire. Praise the fire truck. Praise the police officer. You don't do that. And they actually saved your life. Elijah Muhammad didn't save your damn life. He told your damn religious ass lie made you feel good. He ain't saved your life. Because the person that saved your life, you don't owe them nothing. A police officer, a lifeguard, whoever will save your life, and you probably never see them again in life. You probably won't even think about them no more. And they actually saved your life. Elijah Muhammad ain't saved your life. Jesus ain't saved your damn life. Hell, Jesus is a fictional character that you don't even know nothing about unless somebody told you that translated the words out of somebody, foreigners. It all came from a foreigner. And that's the killer thing. Everything we get is hand-me-downs. It comes from a foreign source. Why can't God come to us and give us our own teaching? Give us our own holy book. Give us our own messenger, just like he did everybody else. Everything we get is hand-me-downs, leftovers from other people. Then they tell us what it means and what it should do.
Well, now see, you're right. Now see, if we had the convention, all that would come out the convention. We would put on we'd have a group of people working on our own holy book.
But we really don't need nothing, because if God can't really give us our holy book, either God don't exist, God will come here himself and make it plain that he exists, or he don't exist. And we can do just fine without that anyway. You don't need that. You don't need that stuff. It don't mean nothing. You don't need no God to be righteous. You don't need to believe in no Bible to be a righteous person. You don't need to believe in no God to be successful.
Our holy book just needs to be do's and don'ts. What you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do.
Just like you said, common sense. Just like you said, common sense stuff. We are even animals.
Exactly.
Even babies know right from wrong. They know. You tell that baby, don't do that, blah, blah, blah. Then when they do it, they look at you while they reaching their little hand. Now you know better.
Exactly.
Babies even know. They know. You know, just like your dog.
They know.
You tell your dog, don't jump on the sofa. He said, okay. Right. As soon as you turn your back, he done jumped on the sofa. And as soon as you come back in the room, they jump off real quick. Because they know. They know. Come on.
They know, yep.
And they didn't read the Bible, and they didn't read the Quran either. Animals know right from wrong. Even animals know, now that bone don't belong to you. You're going to go to another dog's bowl and steal it. You know that didn't belong to you. even animals know, man. Come on now.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, folks talk, see, this is another thing. Folks talk to us, maybe we are, but they talk to us like we pure idiots. To me, it's an insult. Like I don't have no kind of brain at all. And to me, that's an insult. To me, it's an insult that some foreign-ass people got to tell me right from wrong. And the foreign people is dead. They dead. They don't even exist no more. Which they didn't exist anyway. They fictional characters, like you said. But they don't even exist. They don't even exist. They would be dead. They don't exist no more anyway. And they foreigners gonna come and tell me what I should and should not do. Then when you talk about God, brother, we're gonna go ahead and bring this to conclusion here. Then another thing, brother, is when it comes to God, it's over 5,000 gods that people believe in. But your God is the right one. It's over 5,000. I heard it was 7,000. But your God is the right one. And the Muslims say they got the right one because there's more Muslims in the world than everybody else. You got the right one. But at the same time, there's 7,000 gods. Why is yours the right one? Just because more people believe in yours? And a lot of the believers come from because y'all been screwing a lot. Got a lot of babies out there and you force your religion on children. You're a damn predator. Force these religious teachings on children. Leave these children alone. But see, the children are easy mark. Spit them out. Give them your religion. Because you're a predator. That should be child abuse. That's not right. Just like some of these people, these little girls, they pierce their ears already. How you know that little girl want her ears pierced? Leave her alone. Let her grow up and let her decide whether she want her ears pierced. That's cute. That's cute for you. But that's how we are. We predators. About what I want. Because the little child don't know no better. The little child don't have no say so. So you pierce the little girl's earrings. She didn't ask the ring. Because I know a little girl right now. Why you do that to me? Well, it looks so cute. But she don't like it. What you do this to me for? I didn't want my ears pierced. But you know we don't care. We selfish. It's all about us. And that's another reason why we can't get nothing together, because it's all about what I want. And they even tell you it's about what I want. It's about what I want. Then you wonder why your marriage failed. Your this is what male and females can't get along, because it's about what I want. You cannot work with nobody without compromise. You got to have compromise in any relationship. It can't be about what you want. It should be about what we want. Even in your family, I'm gonna say this. Cat Williams was talking about his family. He said he got about 10 children in the house or something like that. Cat Williams said, do you know how hard it is, how difficult it is to feed 10 children when you respect your family? Because everybody got different tastes. And I got 10 people, 10 different people to feed here. Now, some families, whatever they put on your plate, you're going to eat or you're going to starve. Don't give a damn.
That's right. That's right.
But Cat said he's not that kind of parent. He said, I got 10 people in the house. I'm going to have to try to figure out, compromise this meal so everybody, can eat together here. And that's what it takes. But that's not what these people are too selfish. Then they turn around and talk, I love black people. Black people are not the same. We're different. We're not all going to be Hebrew Israelites. We're not all going to be Muslims. We're not all going to be atheists or agnostics. We're all different. We're never going to turn into one, whatever. What's the word for it they got? Anyway, we're not going to be just one. We're always going to be diverse. It's never going to happen. We're never going to be the same. And this is what they don't want to accept. They want all of us to be clones, all the same. That's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. We got to be like Cat Williams. Okay, I got 10 different people. How am I going to make this meal work? Because Cat Williams loves his children. Cat Williams have compassion and love for his family. See, you really don't have love and compassion for the people. You just see them as a slave. You see them just like the white man do. We just something to use for your benefit, what you want. We just herd animals, stock. We got to be taught everything on. We got to give you the teachings. We always got to teach us because we dumb herd animals. That's the mindset. Brother, I want you to take us out and bring this broadcast to a conclusion.
Well, I just want to say that in closing, unfortunately, that those camps in regards to the Israelite thing, they just got it all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's coming to save you. No creature in nature depends on something outside of itself except for black people.
Yes.
There's no creature that I know of that depends on something else to save it. And I don't know what it's going to take for us to come to that conclusion. But that's the conclusion we need to come to, that we must save ourselves. It's really that simple.
All right.
And I appreciate your time, brother. I appreciate your time. And I've enjoyed myself.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. I'm glad that you came. Like I said, there's nothing to interrogate. Yeah, I'm on board. I concur with everything that you said. Because if I didn't, I'd tell you.
I know you would. I know you would, brother. You enjoy yourself. I'll be in touch. We'll talk again.
Yes, sir. So,
you enjoy the rest of the evening.
You do the same. With that said, brothers and sisters, we out of here.
Thank you. Take care.
Yeah, thank you, Facebook and my other channels. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed the conversation tonight. I hope that you did too. And like our ancestor, Don Cornelius used to always say as in parting, you have a peaceful night, have a safe night, and Until next time, just like our ancestors, Dr. Needles used to always say, we wish you love, peace, and soul. And we are Audi 5000. Good night.